Oh, absolutely. Seeing the pictures, Wes, that everyone has been sending in, the tree damage that happened to people's homes, their yards, their properties, crazy. And so I'm just glad that it wasn't worse than that, but it was still just a lot to take in for a start of a week.
Yeah, certainly was. And, you know, we were talking about the possibility of storms dropping in from the northwest. I call this MCS season. This is when we get these clusters of storms. We call them, it's a term, mesoscale convective systems, but they move northwest to southeast. It happens every year, late spring heading into early summer. And sometimes, as we saw yesterday morning, those systems can have more far-reaching impacts than when you have a localized tornado.
Yeah, and still, we were just saying, people dealing with power outages, power still not restored for some places.
Yeah, check out this number right here. I just pulled this up. These are the latest power outage numbers. And when you consider we had thousands of customers without power yesterday morning, what a difference. A big shout out to our power crews and utility crews out there working tirelessly over the holiday and helping folks get that power restored. But just hang in there. I know for some of us it's been a long stretch here, but hopefully very soon. I know a lot of folks have been watching us and checking in on the weather app and our stream that we have and on Facebook, and we've been seeing a lot of messages out there. But tomorrow there is a chance that we could see a storm to the west. Now, I'm not expecting a storm like what moved across yesterday morning, but there could be a few showers or a storm that develops to the west, especially tomorrow night and into Thursday morning. So we're going to watch those areas. That's what's next for us. A lot of us still going to be dry. I would plan on watering the garden here next couple days because rain chances will stay rather limited. I think Friday there could be some scattered storms coming in late, especially on Saturday, and Sunday looks to be the day with a higher rain chance for the weekend that we'll talk about. But it's going to feel less humid. You can actually tell out there right now it's more of a dry heat. Even can feel it here around Birmingham, parts of West Alabama. It's just a bit stickier. Tuscaloosa, the humidity's not off the charts. So 87 degrees, that's pretty much what you get. Here's what it feels like. And these conditions will improve quickly tonight. Some low 80s and seeing 83 at Gadsden. The temperature tonight will drop off into the 60s there for overnight lows. But there's some stormy weather. It's not far away. The storm track has just shifted further south and west of us. But folks have been dealing with severe storms again. Heavy rain. I mean, look at this down in the parts of Louisiana. Once again, a very active day happening there. But some of these storms will kind of ride to the southeast again. You see this late tomorrow, and that's why we're thinking that some of this may reach us here in the western part of the state. Maybe some development late, and then again, maybe some of this rain could work into the area late tomorrow night. It's not a lot as far as coverage from a coverage standpoint, but we do want to make sure you have that first alert so you're prepared in case you run into some wet weather there, I think, early on Thursday morning. But again, I mentioned Friday, we'll get into a situation there where we'll be dealing with more of those showers and storms. But as we look ahead, Tania, if you could actually change the monitor behind me here, I just want to show you first off that radar view that you were looking at. That's actually looking back to yesterday morning, those storms that moved through. And you can see after 4 a.m. just how quickly those storms moved across the area. One thing I wanted to point out, what you're looking at here, these are areas where we had wind damage, and of course we've been talking a lot about Shelby County. The National Weather Service plans on checking out some of that wind damage to see if maybe a tornado was involved around Coaling and Vance. We had a tornado in northern Randolph County that was confirmed in EF1 near Sand Rock, just north of that point that we'll tell you about. But you can see in this zone in here, we had a marginal to slight risk for severe weather. That said, it just further highlights the importance when you see these severe weather outlooks, and it may not be a moderate risk, it may not be a high risk or anything like that with a big red bullseye. Just make sure if there's any level of risk that you have a plan in place and just our weather alert just in case that one storm pops up. I've seen it happen too many times, and yesterday morning was another case of that happening across our area. That one troublemaker storm, you can see it moved across the southern part, but notice there was a boundary that moved in from the north, and I think there was actually some boundary interaction there that really enhanced those wind speeds, so it was certainly a rocky start to the day. But this is also why we stress the importance of that risk, and as we move ahead, we'll be talking more about the outlook for storms there later on in the week. But as we scroll on here, I want to take you to Cherokee County. The National Weather Service confirming that an EF1 tornado caused damage to parts of Cherokee County. Peak winds reached 105 miles per hour. It traveled around 3.41 miles. It was just a North Weiss Lake there. It's being called the Johnny's Creek tornado, and in these photos by Cherokee County EMA. You can see it left some tree damage there in that area, and there was actually no other significant major structural damage in that location. But you know, with the technology that we have today, from the storm reports to the viewer photos to the incredible dual pole radar capabilities, we're able to go back and investigate a lot of these areas so we can actually find tornadoes that were quite difficult to see that may have even occurred in the past. We can go out and we can survey those areas. And with many of you still without power tonight following Monday's severe weather, our Bria Chapman spoke with Alabama Power, and they're saying the storm brought down power lines and power poles throughout the morning, but they are certainly working hard to restore power to customers throughout central Alabama.
We had about 150,000 customers who were out of power, and now that's down to 5,000. So our linemen and contractors have restored power to about 145,000 customers in the last 24 hours.
Anthony Cook with Alabama Power says that work continues, and they're asking for your patience as they try to get everyone's power back on.
Or sometimes the reason that may be taking so long is because we have to prioritize locations that impact public safety. Something like the hospitals or nursing homes, we have to prioritize them first, and then we focus on the areas that are hardest hit, so that we can get the largest number of customers back on quickly.
And crews are working around the clock, even bringing in hundreds of contractors from out of state to restore services. But it is a process.
It depends on, sometimes it depends on the location. So if it's an outage, power line or a power pole that's down in a remote or wooded area, it takes time to get to that location, and it takes time to get the equipment, the new equipment, to that location.
He adds they expect to have everything restored hopefully later tonight or Wednesday by lunch.
Particularly with the Hoover Shelby County area, we anticipate that 95% of those outages are going to be restored by midnight tonight, and we're going to be 100% at 100% of restoration by noon tomorrow.
And they're expecting all power to be restored no later than lunchtime tomorrow. Tania?
And in Texas, West, powerful thunderstorms impacted the Dallas-Fort Worth area this morning as baseball-sized hail and hurricane-force wind gusts left significant damage. It left more than 700,000 customers in the dark, which left officials warning that these power outages could last for days. The National Weather Service issuing numerous severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings across North Texas. Ping-pong ball-sized hail also fell across some communities, with 83-mile-per-hour wind gusts being reported near Denton, Texas. And as of 5 p.m., First Alert AccuTrack showing at least 310,000 people still without power in the Dallas area, with Tyler, Texas following behind with 20,000. We'll continue to keep you all updated as those storms develop. And in Pennsylvania, communities are cleaning up today after being impacted by a tornado on Memorial Day evening. The National Weather Service confirming that an EF1 tornado impacted Mahanoy City in Pennsylvania. Thankfully, there were no injuries reported. The tornado also leaving damage to the local high school as well as 6 homes. Well, don't go anywhere. If you have plans this evening to head to the Legacy Arena, I have that evening forecast for you. But maybe you just want to hang out and about, I have that evening forecast for you too. More First Alert Weather Extra right here after the break. Welcome back in, everyone. Lionel Richie, Earth, Wind and Fire are going to be having their concert this evening. So if you have plans to be out and about this evening, here's a look at those conditions. By 6 p.m., which is already at that time, temperatures mainly in the 80s still, but we'll be in the upper 70s around 8 o'clock. Looking at dry conditions for your night tonight, mostly clear skies to clear skies with lighter winds still coming from the northwest generally across the area. But we do have a first alert for rising humidity levels as as we approach the end of your work week. Could also see a ramp up in rain and storm chances as we approach the end of the week, and scattered showers and storms for your weekend. Wes will have a full forecast coming up with more on that next chance for rain and storms. So stay with us. That's right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Yeah, I wanted to mention too, Tania, we've got Alabaster City Fest and looking forward to that event this weekend. You know, we always around City Fest time, we have that chance for a few afternoon storms. So hopefully those rain chances, at least for Saturday there for the event, do remain quite limited. But we're going to keep you well informed as we go throughout the week. And of course, with scattered storms as we head into this time of the year, we're always talking about the dangers of lightning. It's the underrated killer, as it's called in meteorology. Let's talk a little bit about some lightning safety with meteorologist Matt Daniel.
Hey, we're matching today, by the way.
We are, but that's not the topic we're talking
Oh, no, it's not. It's we're talking about lightning.
Yeah.
Shocking. We have lightning deaths that are more common at this time of the year, Matt.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of hazards when it comes to weather. Heat is the biggest killer, believe it or not, because a lot of people are out and about, get extreme heat and humidity, and then flooding second. But lightning's at the very end, but it's still something to be mindful of. You've always heard us say when thunder roars, go indoors, but lightning deaths per month, this is just on average from the National Weather Service and NOAA, and you can see it really peaks in the summer months, June and July.
Yeah, we typically have more folks outside enjoying the weather in the summer months, you know, whether it's at the pool or lakes or rivers. People have to work outside for construction, camping, all kinds of stuff. And you have a thunderstorm, and that's when people get in trouble.
Yeah, and then we have a lot of heat in the summertime, and that's fuel for those storms to sort of develop. And like you just said, lightning becomes pretty common around here in June, July, and August. Last year, 13 people in the United States actually got struck and died from lightning. One of those actually occurred here in Alabama, and 4 of those were in Florida. Florida's pretty common for lightning. It's known as the lightning capital. They get a lot of sea breeze action and some pop-up storms. Lots of lightning, and people are going to be out. I mean, it's surrounded by water. People are going to be at the beach, right?
Sure, I'd like to be there myself.
Same.
So, U.S. lightning fatalities this past year we had 14, so that's down a little bit compared to 2022 when there were 19 fatalities. But if you look at the comparison in the light blue box compared to the dark blue box, the dark blue, that's males. Females in the light blue, so more males are struck by lightning. Why is that, Matt?
Well, we got a graphic for that for you. So more men than women are killed when it comes to lightning. First of all, lightning likes to strike the tallest object. And typically, men are going to be taller than women.
Yeah.
And they're more likely to be out and about, going fishing, camping, boating, sports activities, etc.
There's a lot of labor jobs that have men working outside in construction during peak storm times. But in all these events, if the thunder roars,
go indoors.
That's what you do.
Listen to some Garth Brooks too.
Yes, the thing is, you know, you've heard the lifeguards blow the whistle whenever you hear thunder, and you look up and you don't even see a cloud hardly in the sky. And you're, oh, come on, man! It's not even close to us. Why do we got to get out of the pool?
Well, lightning can strike 10 miles away. So especially when it comes to sporting events, especially like baseball games.
Golf.
They're on alert. Even though it might not be raining or storming at that location, if there's a nearby storm and it's less than 10 miles away, they're going to delay it because that poses a threat to the safety of the people at those events.
And if you're at a golf course, the safest place is not to go stand under a tree. A tree's tall. Lightning strikes a tree and you end up getting shocked. So you need to go indoors even there, whether it's a clubhouse or some of those small huts or things. But get out of the pool when thunder roars and go indoors.
That's right. So just a good reminder as we're getting into the summer months, the summer season, always monitor your First Alert weather app. I don't know about you, but especially like Monday, we had all that lightning.
Yeah.
My app was just going off, letting me know there's lightning 4 miles away, 5 miles away.
Yeah, there was tons of it out there, especially in North Alabama. So be safe. Always monitor your First Alert weather app. If you're away from your TV, of course, we cut into programming, but it can be a helpful guide to you just to let you know where those storms are.
You want to finish out with the phrase again?
When thunder roars, go indoors.
Yeah, we worked on a nice little tune there. Thunder roars, go indoors. We sing when we go to the schools out there, but that's always a great motto to go by. And certainly we're going to be watching for some more storms later on this week and over the weekend. I've got some updates on those rain chances. We'll talk about it and talk about the weather pattern as we go beyond this 7 day as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra. More coming up right after this break. Welcome back in. Chief Meteorologist Wes White, a live look from Shelby County, and 86 degrees right now. That's a live look from Montevallo, wind northwest. No storms or rain for this evening. It's been a hot day out there. We did top 90 in many areas, but more of a dry heat that we're feeling right now. So those temperatures will improve nicely for this evening. In fact, as we take it to 9, 10 o'clock, already seeing some 60s there on the map in places like Coleman. In the morning, 7 a.m., we're going to have temperatures down in the 60s to start the day. 62 Aniana, 63 there around Hamilton. So a nice drop off. Could even see some upper 50s for areas to the far north. No storms in the morning. The afternoon clouds start to move in. Still some signals that we could see an isolated shower or two back to the west tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm. Just need to watch for that later in the day. We do have a gradient there where we do have some of that deeper moisture back to the south and west, and that may help to kick off a shower or storm. Notice by 7 o'clock, you see right there, it's not far from us in West Alabama, and then we could start to see see some more rain sneak in late tomorrow night and into early Thursday morning, left over from some of those storms to the west. So could be some wet weather impacts Thursday morning. Plan for that, but it's in and out of here. Rest of the day looks like we'll enjoy another nice break out there, but it's just off and on rain chances, as you can see, starting up again late tomorrow night into Thursday. And when you look at just how muggy it feels out there, again, we do have some dry air in place, but notice tomorrow how some of that moist air tries to build back in for areas to the west, but we're still seeing a nice break in the muggy levels, especially to the north and east. You see there in a Friday afternoon across northeast Alabama. So through Friday, certainly going to see right in there, you see those heavier rain chances back off to the west. Eventually, we will see that deeper moisture move in, rising temperatures and increasing scattered storms for Sunday and into Monday of next week. That's why we have those rain chances ramping up there on Sunday. And then again, you can see by Monday and Tuesday, still some scattered showers and storms in the forecast. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s. And tonight, a chance, if we go back to graphics, or Tania, you can pull that up right here, a chance to view the space station fly over at 8:51. It's going to appear to the north and northwest. Viewing opportunity about 5 minutes. Now, it is going to be a bit low on the horizon, around 33 degrees tonight. It will be a bit higher. We'll have another chance later on in the week, but still a chance that you could see it out there with that kind of window. Hopefully those clouds do thin out. We do have some high clouds in place, but we do expect that sky to improve out there later on tonight. Always cool to see, Tania. I'd rather be spotting the space station than severe storms. I can tell you that.
100%. Yeah, that's a lot better, Wes.
Yeah.
But as we look beyond the 7-day, looking at that 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, this is June 3rd through June 7th, a good mix across the United States. It looks like the Pacific Northwest could be seeing more above average rainfall, more below average rainfall for our central states like Colorado. But as we move further down to the south and east, and really the East Coast in general, seeing a greater chance at above average rainfall. And you know who that includes? That includes us here at home. We're going to see a lot more rain as we start off the month of June. So getting ready for more scattered showers and storms, more of that summer-like forecasting that we so often are used to. Those pop-up afternoon showers and storms can't be ruled out. You know how it goes. But we'll see increasing humidity levels as we approach the end of this week. And that could be the start for us getting more into that wetter pattern. It looks like we're going to start wet early next week as we bring in June 2. We'll show you more beyond the 7-day, but just keep in mind that things beyond the 7-day can and possibly will change, so take it with a grain of salt. But don't go anywhere. Oh, have you heard the buzz? With mosquito season ramping up, health experts say there's plenty you can do to avoid those bug bites and mosquito-borne diseases. Fox News' Ted Lindner has the scoop.
As more and more people flock outdoors to soak up the warmer weather,
I'm tired of the cold. I'm ready to just be out in the sun.
So are loads of pesky mosquitoes.
The deadliest animal on the planet is the mosquito.
But while mosquito bites can cause itchy inflammation, they can also trigger worse health problems if the insect was carrying viruses.
The mosquito is known to transmit diseases like Zika, yellow fever, chikungunya, and dengue.
Symptoms of many mosquito-borne diseases can include high fevers, head and body aches, nausea, rashes, and more. Besides wearing pants and long-sleeve shirts and not going out after dusk, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says
the easiest way to prevent being infected with a mosquito-borne disease is to wear an effective repellent when you're outdoors.
Officials recommend EPA-registered products. Adding bug sprays with DEET and picaridin can provide lasting protection.
We have not seen where mosquitoes are developing tolerance to repellents.
On a larger level, state and local officials around the country are starting to spray and set up mosquito traps. This comes as the CDC is ramping up efforts to monitor if the bloodsuckers are building up resistance to certain insecticides.
What we've done is develop tools to help detect when that resistance might be occurring, and then we can provide recommendations on when to stop using those and when to use other products.
Meanwhile, to keep pests away from your yard, get rid of any containers that can harbor standing water, the perfect mosquito breeding ground. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
And I'm one of those people that gets bit by mosquitoes the moment I step outside. Those of you the mosquitoes don't bother, you're lucky, but I do have that skeeter meter for those of us who try to run away from those mosquitoes. If you have plans to be outdoors, at least for long periods of time, and you know, when you're near that light in your backyard or front porch, that's where it attracts those mosquitoes. But here we are Wednesday, extreme, staying extreme for Thursday. We'll see lots of bugs around for us by Friday too. So grab that off spray, that bug spray, any bug repellent that you can find at this point to stay away from those mosquitoes. We'll continue to update you on that Skeeter meter, of course, throughout the week and the weeks ahead throughout the summer. But you're watching First Alert Weather Extra. We'll be right back here after the break.
All right, dry weather tonight, but those storm chances coming back tomorrow night. Of course, Tania will see you at 9. I'll see you back here with updates at 10.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. Let's do it in 3, 2. Hey there, everyone. First Alert meteorologist Tania Michelle here with that 7-day forecast. A first alert for scattered storms in our forecast Wednesday and possibly into your early Thursday morning. But we will see that chance for widely scattered showers and storms even on Friday and for the weekend. Greatest chance to see rain and storms really looks like the second half of your weekend on Sunday into early next week. So giving you that first alert for more storms. The big story this week, too, is that temperatures will be slightly cooler, low 80s by Thursday. Staying in the low to mid 80s for the rest of your work week and even into the weekend before we warm up as we bring in next week. And a little more unstable environment is expected where we could still see the possibility for a shower or storm. Overnight temperatures this week and even early next week staying in the 60s. If you want more forecast updates, don't hesitate to download the WBRC First Alert Weather app, and you can do so by scanning that QR code in the top corner of the screen.